Greetings, comrades. We are in the middle of the United States of America elections. In this video, we're discussing how a president in the United States is elected. The president is elected through an electoral college. Unlike in Zimbabwe, where a president is elected by majority vote, Zimbabwe becomes a single constituency when we elect the president. And one must win 50% plus one vote to become president of the Republic of Zimbabwe. In South Africa, voters elect political parties. Of course, there is now a provision for independent candidates. But Parliament then elect the president. So voters in South Africa do not directly elect the president, but they elect political parties. Then the 400 members of Parliament or so then elect the president. In the United States, a president is elected through an electoral college. It is not by popular vote. We saw how George W. Bush won in 2000. He did not have a popular vote, but he won the votes in the Electoral College. So did Donald Trump in 2016 without a popular vote, but he became president of the United States of America. What then is the Electoral College? The Electoral College is a 538-member body that elects a president. The framers of the Constitution, that is the Constitution of the United States, set it up to give more power to the states and as a compromise to avoid having Congress decide the winner. Each state's electors vote for the candidate who won the popular vote in that state. The run-up gets nothing except in Nebraska and Maine, where elector votes are awarded based on congressional district and state-wide results. To win the presidency, a candidate must secure 270 electoral votes, which is the majority of the 538 possible votes. So without winning the 270 votes, electoral votes, he will not become president of the United States. Under the Electoral College system, more weight is given to a single vote in a small state than to the vote of someone in a larger state, leading to outcomes at times that have been at odds with the popular vote. It also affects how candidates campaign. Because the outcome is almost certain in solidly Republican states and solidly Democratic states, candidates tend to focus most of their efforts on a handful swing states that have split their votes in recent elections. If you are following the elections in the United States, you will notice that the two leading candidates, that is Trump and Harris, are said to be concentrating on what is called the swing states. So who are then the electors who sit in the Electoral College? Who are these electors? Electors are allocated based on how many representatives a state has in the House of Representatives, plus its 2 senators. The District of Columbia gets 3, despite the fact that the home to Congress has no vote in Congress. It varies by state, but often the electors are picked by state parties. Members of Congress cannot serve as electors. After state election, officials certify their elections. Electors meet in their individual states, never as one body, to certify the election. This year, it is said that the elections are going to be certified on the 17th of December 2024. If the two candidates have a tight number of votes, the election is thrown to the House, where each state's congressional delegation gets 1 vote. That this system or this process is said to have only happened once or twice, in 1801 and in 1825, where the two candidates were in a time. Once a state electors have satisfied the vote, they send a certificate to Congress. Congress then formally counts and certifies the vote at a special session on January 6. So on January 6th, there's going to be a special session where the electors will have to certify where the results are going to be certified. The vice president presides as the envelopes for each state are opened and verified. I did not check because the current vice president is a candidate, is an interested party. So I did not check how they are going to deal with this. But you recall the pressure that was exerted on the former vice president when Donald Trump lost in 2021. He was saying that the then vice president was meant to overturn the results, the results of the election. You remember what happened, the demonstrations and so forth. Donald Trump was saying his vice president then, Mike Pence, needed to object to the results, but of course this did not happen. So that's how then the president of the United States is elected. I know that you are following the campaign in the United States. We have many Africans that have moved to the United States. They are casting their votes. I know quite a number of Zimbabweans in the United States that are voting. Who are you going to vote for, Trump or Harris? To us as communists, the two candidates are the same. To us, they are the same. So we cannot choose between the two to say this one is better than the other one. Remember what did Donald Trump did when he declared Jerusalem as the capital of Israel when he was president. In fact, Israel wanted Donald Trump to be president. They feel that the Joe Biden administration is not doing enough in its war or genocide in Palestine, in supporting its genocide in Palestine. Donald Trump declared Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. So Israel favors Donald Trump. I've seen on social media others saying they favor Kamala Harris because she's a woman, that America needs a female president. To us, it's not about whether you are male or female. We don't subscribe to American democracy because it does not exist. The deep state in America is in charge of these elections. And every president, as we have seen ever since, every president of the United States will have to send or engage in a war with a foreign country. And we know that if Donald Trump is going to win, his attitude towards Iran, we know that if Kamala Harris wins, we know her attitude towards Russia, Ukraine. So this is why I was saying, to us, there's no difference. But please write your comments. I know you're following. Write your comments. What do you think of the elections in the United States? Kindly like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, enjoy following the elections. Goodbye.